That's what we're here tonight. We're here to hear from you. We're here to hear from the residents, from the business community that surrounds this, from all of the people that have used this facility and used this and traveled these roads and live in this community to see, what their ideas are, what their concerns are, what the overall idea is to make this a site in which it contributes to the economic well-being, but also the public well-being of the community that it currently sits in. So nothing has been done. We have, along with our partners through Mohawk Valley Health Systems, I'll introduce in a moment, and Mohawk Valley Edge, we have engaged two different firms. One to look at the facilities, and that is really to oversee the overall facilities and the conditions of the buildings and what the condition of the entire infrastructure. That's a separate RFP that's going to look at cost structure of what is needed, if things are needed to be demolished, if there are any buildings that can be useful or reused, and see what other amenities need to be presented in that area for any redevelopment. That's a separate and distinct program. The group you're going to hear from tonight is a group that we've engaged in terms of the master plan, and this is the first in a series of community engagements in which we look to listen to you first and hear from you, and then begin a process in which ideas are shared, different scenarios are outlined, and a series of meetings will take place. Again, we will do this a couple more times. This is not a one and done. This is something that we will engage with you and with others as we go through this process. The group is called Fu Wilmers, and Joni Fu is the president. You'll hear from her as well. But our opportunity tonight is really to listen and to let you see, what that site looks like. I know that everybody knows it, but you really need to see it on a map and see how large it is and what it can encompass. So as we go forward, we will be having more of these meetings, and we will be, completely, looking and being completely transparent as we go through this process. It's important to note again that this is step one. This is just the beginning. Really an opportunity, and I would encourage you, for those of you that are here and from this community and outlying communities, whatever, is to encourage your other friends and relatives and anybody you do business with to come to the next one. I mean, this is a nice turnout tonight. I'm very pleased with what we see, but I would like to see more people, because we do want to make sure that all of the community is aware of this. This is going to be about a 9-month process. It's not something that will be done overnight, and as I said, it's not a one-and-done type meeting. There will be the next several months will include work by the company, working with our partners at Mohawk Valley Edge, Mohawk Valley Health Systems, the town of New Hartford, and others, in which we hope to outline a plan and see what the future holds for this site. So we coin it as Reimagining St. Luke's, because I think that we can look at this in so many different ways. It presents a great opportunity, and if you've heard me before, I apologize if I'm repeating, but this site obviously encompasses so much of the community. It is on a corridor in which there is retail, there is business, there's a university, there is healthcare, there is youth services, there is all types of different businesses, and then of course it's surrounded by residential community. A couple schools, obviously we're in one tonight at New York Mills. Notre Dame is down the road as well, and so it really is an area that sees a lot of traffic. Sees a lot of people on a daily basis. Obviously, you have Slocum Dixon still, in the neighborhood there and remaining. And so, while there's so much, and as I said, we've got communities that converge between what comes up Champlain Ave and Burstone Road, and from all points east, west, north, and south. come by here. So it does present us with a great opportunity. Tonight we have with us Robert Schofield, who has led the development of the Wynn Hospital campus in downtown Utica, and has really, spearheaded the development of MVHS's program. So I'd like to introduce Bob and have him say a few words to you. Bob.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, County Executive. Yes, I'm Bob Schofield. Some of you may have met me previously when we started talking about this 4 years ago. But unfortunately, in 2019, an awful thing called the pandemic struck. So all the planning we had done and the conversations we had had in 2018 and 2019, unfortunately came to an abrupt end. So here we are again. Thank you to the support for the county, Mohawk Valley Edge, so we can take a very hard look at the St. Luke's campus. My role tonight is two things. One, to reaffirm MVHS commitment that we indeed want to find the best use for this campus going forward, and to answer questions. And as I've learned over the past number of years working on the other project, there are an awful lot of questions that people have because you hear an awful lot of things out there. And I will indicate from my experience, maybe half of them are true. So one of the things I'm going to be available today is for you to ask questions of me, the rumors that you've heard about this campus, and I can certainly give you a clear answer to those. So I'll be around, and again, thank you for everyone for coming.
Thank you, Bob. Our other partner in this has been Mohawk Valley Edge. Obviously, Mohawk Valley Edge is a significant partner in county government, but throughout this region in terms of redevelopment and development of various economic development projects. And with us tonight is Steve DeMille, the president of Mohawk Valley Edge, and I invite Steve up to say a few words.
Thank you. As both Bob and as the county executive indicated, this is meant to be very interactive. We have no preconceived notions of what this ought to turn out to be. This is really your night to learn more about the process and what's going to take place over the next 7 to 9 months here. And we really value your input, because at the end of the day, we have to come up with a shared community vision. It's real, to be implemented, and it burdens on us to come through with a strategy that shows how this all comes together. So this region has an awful lot of economic momentum going on. It's a brand new hospital, a lot of transformational economic development in the region, and now we have the opportunity to reimagine the programming of a 53-acre site, which I think has a lot of high-value economic development opportunity for the region. So we value your input. We're going to do our best to make sure there's a high level of engagement and information sharing. And when you have questions, we'll be there to try to answer those questions for you. So thank you, and we appreciate the turnout tonight. Thank you.
The other partner in this, but there are many, I want to make sure that all of you are partners. I mean, that's really what's important here. But in terms of what the presentation you're hearing tonight, or at least the introductions, the town of New Hartford has been a great partner in this. The supervisor, Paul Michione, was unavailable to be here with us tonight. He was out of town on business. But John Latini, the council person from this ward, is here with us tonight. And John, I'd ask you to say a couple words.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you all for coming. Like Mr. Vicente says, our town supervisor had a previous engagement, so he could not make it. So I'm the councilman for our ward, Ward 2, where our hospital resides. And I just want to assure everybody that, like Mr. Vicente and all our local government officials, we want to make sure that they all know that New Hartford is going to enjoy working with our partners in government, make sure that this site is properly set up, and like they said, we have 53 acres. We can make a beautiful place out of this. It's a growing development for our future, for our people. But I want everybody to know that it's gonna, we are backing up our people in our community and make sure that you, the people, are gonna be a part of it also. So thank you again, and looking forward to working with everybody.
Thank you, John. I also want to acknowledge Ernie Tellerico, the mayor of New York Mills, is with us tonight. Thank you, Ernie, for being there. I mean, this is, you know, as I said, this is a unique piece, you know, in terms of the county of Oneida and in terms of this parcel. And as you can see, there's the drawing behind me, and we'll get to that in a moment a little bit more. Is a unique piece. It really is a unique parcel in which it is much larger probably than anyone has imagined when you look at it from that eye or bird's eye view, if you will, from above, to see how vast and 53 acres is, and as has been said, you know, can really be something special, you know, as we go forward. So again, tonight is your night. It's a night we're going to listen to you. And before we do that, I'm going to introduce the president of Fu Wilmers, who is the consultant that is working with us on the master plan. They have a vast area of experience in this type of endeavor. We have had numerous meetings with them in the introductory part to kind of look at what they have done, and they have other partners along with them, River Street and HRA Associates. So, you know, we are very pleased with them. Again, just to reiterate, and I know I'm repeating myself, I also see some county legislators in the audience. I see Carolyn Reel, who represents New Hartford as well. Mary Pratt is here, who represents New Hartford as well. And I hope I didn't miss anybody else, but you know, so my staff is here tonight, my Director of Economic Development, Sean Coletta, and James Genovese, Commissioner of Planning as well, and other staff from Mohawk Valley Edge. Chris Lawrence is here, and others, so, and Christian Mercurio, I believe. So we will be around to answer questions and just to, again, listen to your issues and concerns. So without further ado, I thank you for being here tonight. I thank you for your engagement in this process. There's much more to come. And again, as has been said, we want to hear from you. So with that, Joni, please welcome Joni Fu. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. I'm Joni Fu. I'm the leader of the consultant team that is going to do the planning for this site and this project. I wish I have something more exciting to share with you, but we haven't started working. And what we do best is we like to draw ideas. So without ideas, we really can't do the work. So we literally started the project 3 weeks ago. We haven't put pencils to paper, and there's nothing too exciting to show. So therefore tonight, we're here to listen to you, but I'm going to first share some background information on just the regional influences and neighborhood information and the site information, and all that is to kick off, in the hope to kick off a good conversation with you later. So I hope to, and our team here, hope to hear from each and every one of you. So just a few slides to talk about the site. 53 acres, you have already heard, and the goal this evening is to kick off the first of many discussions. We want to build upon the successful regional influences, and here on the drawing you can see Marcy Nano Center, Nexus, and Utica University across the street, and several other we call activity hubs, centers, and we hope to become one of those activity hub centers, and we need information from you to build up that kind of center of activity. Here also you see the great influences of Mohawk Valley, Mohawk River, Empire State Trail. It's all marked on here to draw ideas, to influence your thinking about what you'd like to tell us tonight. The local context is particularly interesting to us because of Chaplain Road and Burstone Road intersection. The site is marked in the center with the pink circle right there. The white lines are defining distances, to the west going to is a Commerce Road or Commercial Road towards Consumer Square. That line is a 30-minute walk. So you can walk from the front door, right about Friendly's, to in that direction, and you will get to Main Street and almost at Consumer Square. Going to downtown Utica in the other direction, that arrow is a 1 mile radius. So the pink circle you see on the screen is 1 mile radius. So this is easily accessible in all directions. We listed a number of neighborhood places, New York, starting with the school right here, and some neighborhood shopping destinations, churches, schools, ball fields, so that it's recognizable to you, and you can tell us more about your favorite places in the neighborhood. And lastly, about the site. So we drew some lines here: 53 acres, 5.8 acres of wetlands. The distance across the frontage of Burstone Road is 10-minute walk, really easy from the intersection to the other end. And in the north-south direction, 10 to 12 minutes, you can walk the entire site. You see at the corner, the upper right-hand corner of this yellow boundary is the rehab and community care facility, and that will remain and stay on the site. So we need to think about integrating that facility into whatever we're planning here. And lastly, I just noted the last bullet here: 3 miles walk north, you get to the Canal Trail. So that's one significant amenity for the whole region that we want to capture for you. Lastly, schedule. So we are at the beginning of February. As you see, this is the first of a series of 4 public workshops. And next time we see you will be April. We will take the information we collect tonight and go do our homework. And we will come back and report what our discovery about the site and technical analysis about the site and market analysis about the site, and report that back to you. And then we'll take that information, feedback from you again, and go do more homework and come back at early summer, June, end of May, to have another conversation. So you will see us throughout the process, and even before the plan is finished, before the final recommendation in early September, before we finish. So you will have another round of input during the process when we are studying different alternatives. So that is the schedule, and with that I'm going to hand over to Margaret, who's going to conduct the activity following this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Hi, everybody. I'm Margaret Irwin from River Street Planning. Happy to be with this team here in New Hartford. This is just the first of the night's activities. We are going to ask you to leave this room, make a right, and come down to the cafeteria, where, like any good cafeteria, we have snacks and treats and food for everybody. But we also have a series of exercises that help us understand what you're thinking about when you think about the site. So I want to make sure that we get your input. And I've been asked to make sure to remind you, if you haven't signed in, please do sign in. It makes it simple for us to communicate with you. There may be surveys or polls, there are questions, and then to make you aware of the timing of meetings. So to make sure that you and all your neighbors know that this is happening, we just would love to be able to get in touch with you. When we move to the next room, we want to ask you to just think about your needs, think about your family's needs, think about the neighborhood's needs, and the potential uses and challenges that we might face in this process. That'll help us generate a vision, a series of words, phrases, touchstones, ideas that the team will use, and that's the team, both the design team, as Joni referenced, but also we have a partner from HR&A Associates that'll be looking at market data. So they'll be able to answer some questions when you say, is that really gonna work? We'll have some numbers to put behind it to discuss and figure out if it is a good idea and a strategic choice going forward for New Hartford and the county. Could I ask members of the planning team, both from EDGE, Oneida County, and Fu Wilmers and HRA Science, to stand up and wave your hands. So when we go to the cafeteria, these are the people that you can come up to and talk to. You can stop them in the grocery store too, but you're probably gonna do better in the cafeteria. Thank you, everybody. I just want to ask one question before we go to the cafeteria. If you were born at St. Luke's, would you stand up? Keep standing if your children were born at St. Luke's. All right. This is an important place, and that's what the county and EDGE have told us from the very beginning. An important place, a place where lives begin, and lives have begun for decades. So our job is to find ways for it to continue to be a place where lives begin and people come together as a community. So let's go and have a snack and talk a little bit more and answer some questions. So if you would come down to the cafeteria, we would be able to get a little bit more information to you. Thank you.